And do you think it's the immunity to any legal consequences that has allowed them to sort of operate like this?
Well, we certainly saw an explosion of their creativity since 1986. So, actually,
What was 1986? The Vaccine Immunization from Lawsuits Act or whatever?
1986, you're referring to the National Child Vaccine Injury Act that was passed in 1986. But
Got 'em.
before 1986, we had 1976, which was
Whoa.
the swine flu.
Wait, I didn't know that. Before 1986, we had 1976? Holy shit.
But before 1986, we had 1976, which was the swine flu vaccine fiasco. And that was a situation where there was so much injury that the vaccine producing companies were no longer able to get insurance. And so they went to the government and they said, we need you to indemnify us. And they did. And so the government absorbed all the lawsuit cases that happened as a result of the Guillain-Barré that happened from then. And so that kind of set a precedent for 1986. So back then, vaccines were just kind of, pieces of microbe or maybe a live attenuated virus, and then they would put a background of all kinds of horrid things inside of it and tell you it was just a clear, beautiful, pure solution, but that's beside the point. So then 1986...
I don't think any American would even be able to tell you what a solution means, but okay.
comes along, and because there's so many lawsuits happening because of the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus vaccine, that, again, the vaccine companies couldn't continue to go on the way they were because they were being sued so much. So then this horrible act was passed, which to some people seemed like a good idea. And this is always how it goes, is we're going to make you this...
Can we at least say why? So I think the issue is that making vaccines is actually not very profitable. There's not much money, I think, to be made in vaccine production. So the reason why you do this indemnification is, one, it's very hard to tell if you've been injured from a vaccine, right? For instance, if you get vaccinated and then you get sick afterwards, was that a vaccine injury? Like, it can be hard depending on the vaccine you're talking about. And when you're vaccinating tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people, there's always going to be a huge group of people that get sick after a vaccine. There are people who probably have gotten sick after watching my stream. There are probably people who've watched my stream, turned my stream off, and then died, right? The idea that you could sue any vaccine manufacturer at any point in time after one of these side effects probably greatly disincentivizes the creation of any vaccine. So you have the FDA to do their safety checks and their studies and everything to make sure that it's okay. And then you give it to the public, or you mandate it, or whatever else, depending on what the vaccine it is. And then that's how the system functions. You can bring back, I guess, this ability to sue vaccine manufacturers. Well, my guess is pharmaceuticals would probably just stop manufacturing vaccines. It just wouldn't be worth the money. But